Freedom. What did it actually cost to keep us free? Not the freedom in textbooks, the freedom you wake up with every morning. For 250 years, ordinary Americans have been called upon to do extraordinary things. They fought, they sacrificed, they endured, and generation after generation, they carried freedom forward. 10 songs, 250 years, one nation. This is freedom's thunder.
Well, it was 1776 on a hot Philadelphia day. 56 men grabbed a quill and had some things to say. Old Tom Jefferson was writing, and Ben Franklin held the light, and George Washington was sharpening his sword to win the fight. The British said, "You'll never win, you ragged rebel band." But those boys said, "Hold your musket, we'll die for this land." And the drums went boom across the water, freedom's thunder rolling like it oughta. From the mountains to the shore, from the rivers to the core. Once you light that torch of liberty, you can't put it out no more. Paul Revere jumped on his horse on a cold New England night. He said, "The redcoats, they are coming, boys, you better get it right." Patrick Henry hit the floor, said, "Give me liberty or death." Joseph Warren kept on fighting till he drew his very last breath. Nathan Hale said, "I regret I got but one life left to give." He gave it for this nation so that all of us could live. And the drums went boom across the water, freedom's thunder rolling like it oughta. From the mountains to the shore, from the rivers to the core. Once you light that torch of liberty, you can't put it out no more. 6 long years of blood and winter, Valley Forge and worse. Washington crossed that icy river, broke the British curse. Cornwallis laid his sword down on an October day, and 13 ragged colonies became the USA. And the drums go boom across the water, freedom's thunder rolling like it oughta. From the mountains to the shore, from the rivers to the core. Once you light that torch of liberty, you can't put it out no more. No, you can't put it out no more. From Philadelphia to Yorktown, the fight was hard and long, but freedom's thunder still rolls on in every American song.
The revolution had won independence. 13 colonies had become a nation. But the American belief that people had the right to determine their own future would not stop at those 13 original states. 50 years later, that belief would be tested again in Texas.
One star, Davy Crockett left the mountains, came to Texas with his gun. Said the land was calling to him like the rising sun. He wasn't looking for a fight, but he wouldn't turn away. When Santa Anna's army came, he chose the place he'd stay. Colonel Travis drew a line, said, "Who'd fight with me?" Every man stood tall and chose to die free. One star, one land, standing in the sand. 180 took their stand from the mission wouldn't cease. No word came back from Washington, no rider brought them peace. Jimbo, he fought from a dying bed, his knife still in his hand. And every soul inside those walls made their final stand. One star, one land, standing in the sand. 180 took their stand. From the mission walls to the wide open sky, they gave it all. They weren't afraid to die. Sam Houston gathered the troops, said remember what they gave. Marched his men to San Jacinto, vowed to honor those graves. Cannons roaring, the cry rang out, remember the Alamo. And Santa Anna's army broke and let that Lone Star go. One star, one land, standing in the sand. 180 took their stand. From the mission walls to the wide open sky, they gave it all. They weren't afraid to die. One star, one land, born of Texas clay. The line they drew still stands today. They died so a star could rise over Texas soil. One line in the sand became part of one land.
America was growing, but beneath the growth was a question that the nation could no longer escape. Could a country founded on liberty endure while millions remained enslaved? In 1861, America went to war with itself.
In 1861, the storm broke over the land. Brother rose against brother, and none could understand. Lincoln stood in silence, though his heart was full of dread. He signed his name to set men free, and the war came on ahead. A house divided cannot stand. The founding fathers had a better plan. On hallowed ground, the blue met the gray. Now only a whisper of the pain remains today. The blood-soaked ground still holds them all. A nation rose, and the house was whole. Down at Gettysburg, the fields ran red for 3 long days. Boys who'd never left their homes were lost within the haze. Lincoln came to speak the words that still ring true today. Government of the people shall not perish, he did say. 4 long years of fire and blood till Grant and Lee stood fast at Appomattox courthouse. The guns fell still at last. Oh, 4 long years of grief and silence. Brother laid beside his kin. Grant and Lee sat down together and let the healing begin. No trumpets sounded loud that day, no banners waved in pride. Just weary men who turned for home, the war put aside. A house divided cannot stand. The founding fathers had a better plan. blood-soaked ground still holds them all. The nation rose, and the house was whole. Yes, it rose, and the house was whole.
The Union survived. For half a century, America rebuilt, grew, and looked toward its own future. Then, across the Atlantic, Europe went to war. And in 1917, America was called.
We answered the call, boys from America, stood strong and tall. Through the mud and through the wire, through the smoke and through the fire, we answered the call. We gave our all. Bellowwood ran red with blood where the Marines held the line. Chateau Thierry, the Argonne Woods, in the mud and in the vines. They called it the war to end all wars. They prayed it would be so. And when the guns fell silent, the whole world seemed to know. We answered the call. We answered the call. Boys from America stood strong and tall. Through the mud and through the wire, through the smoke and through the fire, we answered the call. We gave our all. 11:11, the 11th hour, the guns fell still and true. They answered the call, so the world could start anew.
The war to end all wars. It wasn't. 23 years later, on a quiet Sunday morning in Hawaii, America was attacked. Once again, a generation answered.
December 7th came at dawn. The harbor burst in flame. Pearl Harbor woke a sleeping land that would never be the same. The boys lined up at recruiting halls from Texas to Maine, said we'll cross that ocean twice to fight this war again. From cities to the farmlands, the nation stood as one, and a quiet Texas farm boy picked up his daddy's gun. Red tails in the sky, men on the ground. The price of freedom knows no bounds. From Normandy's beaches and flag-laden sky above, freedom was paid for by the ones we love. Red tails and rifles, side by side, America stood with faith as her guide. Audie Murphy was the smallest man to wear the uniform, but he stood on a burning tank and held the line through the storm. One man against 100, he never turned to run. He held that line alone that day till the battle had been won. The Tuskegee men took to the sky when no one thought they could. Flew 1,000 missions strong, and every bomber understood. Bradley stood on the beaches of Normandy that day. Sent the boys to climb the cliffs and take the fear away. The waters ran red at Omaha. The skies were black with smoke. But by the time the sun went down, the chains of Europe broke. Red tails in the sky, men on the ground. The price of freedom knows no bounds. From Normandy's beaches and flag-laden sky above, freedom was paid for by the ones we love. Red tails and rifles, side by side, America stood and turned the tide. From a Texas farm to a burning tank, from the red tails in the sky, they gave us victory and taught the world to fly free. But while the men were fighting, the women held the line back home. Their story's coming next. When the men shipped off to fight the war across the sea, the factory stood silent, waiting for who they'd need. So the women rolled their sleeves up, tied their hair back tight, picked up the tools their husbands left, and worked into the night. They built the planes and welded ships and pounded rivets too. And a poster on the wall said, "We can do it." And they knew. She held the line, she held it strong. She kept this country moving along with a rivet gun and a prayer for home. She proved the men don't stand alone. She held the line through the fear and the fight. She was freedom's hands, working day and night. The wasps took to the runways when the pilots went to war, flew the planes from coast to coast so the boys could fight some more. The nurses crossed the ocean, walked the wards of blood and pain, held a soldier's hand at midnight, whispered home again. The waxen waist put on the uniform, stood tall in every line, answered every call that came, said this fight is mine. She held the line, she held it strong. She kept this country moving along with a rivet gun and a prayer for home. She proved the men don't stand alone. She held the line through the fear and the fight. She was freedom's hands, working day and night. No medal hung above her door, no bugle played her name, but every ship and every plane still carried some of her flame. When the boys came home to ticker tape and every flag unfurled, it was her hands and her heart that had held together this world. She held the line, she held it strong. She kept this whole country moving along with a rivet gun and a prayer for home. She proved a woman don't stand alone. She held the line through the fear and the fight. She was freedom's hands, working day and night. Yes, she held freedom's hands day and night.
They never asked for medals, never said, hey, look at me. They just rolled their sleeves up so that we could be free.
World War II was over. America celebrated. The soldiers came home, families were reunited, and a generation hoped the fighting was finally behind them. 5 years later, America was called again.
1950, the call went out, the country asked again. Boys just back from fighting one war, shipped off to fight again. Saber jets went streaking through the frozen chosen sky, while the Marines walked out of hell, left no man alone to die. No brass band played when they came home, no ticker tape, no cheer. Just a quiet nod and a folded flag and the weight of a lonely year. No ticker tape parade, no marching band, just boys who answered when the country asked again. They didn't ask for glory, didn't ask for fame, just carried on and served the same. No parade, but they gave it all. Every name deserves to stand as tall. Then Vietnam came calling, a brand new fight to face. Drafted from the hollers, the cities, every place. They fought a war the folks back home wouldn't dare discuss, while Huey blades cut through the heat, kicking up the dust. They carried out their brothers when the battle had been won, came home to closed off doors, forgotten one by one. No ticker tape parade, no marching band, just boys who answered when the country asked again. They didn't ask for glory, didn't ask for fame, just carried on and served the same. No parade, but they gave it all. Every name deserves to stand as tall. There's a black wall down in Washington where the names go on and on. 58,000 etched in stone, but the morning still comes at dawn. And a snowy hill in Korea still holds those who will forever stay. Brothers that we lost, but never lost their way. Yes, they gave it all.
No parade ever came, no bands ever played their name, but we remember now, and that's a start on making it right.
Even as America faced new conflicts on Earth, another contest had already begun. The battlefield had no trenches, no beaches, no front lines. It was fought with science, courage, and a destination no human being had ever reached. It began with a beep, beep, beep.
1957, a beeping sound fell from the sky. Sputnik circled overhead and our nation asked why. We'd fallen back, we lost the lead. the Soviets got there first. So we looked up to the heavens with an aching, burning thirst. Kennedy stood before the world with resolve none could disregard. Said we choose it not because it's easy, but because it's hard. One giant leap, one small step, every dream we ever kept. From the home fire to the open sky, we were born to wonder why. One giant leap, we stood hand in hand, we reached beyond this earthly land.
The engineers in Houston worked with slide rules and with chalk, while astronauts trained for years to take that fateful walk.
Apollo rose on fire and thunder, shook the floor to the ground. 3 men rode a silver bullet, no fear to be found.
A nation watching silent, praying by their radios,
as eagle touched the sea of tranquility,
a mighty cheer arose.
One giant leap, one small step, every dream we ever kept. From the home fire to the open sky, we were born to wonder why. One giant leap, we stood hand in hand, we reached beyond this earthly land. Armstrong took that first step down into a sea of silver light.
250,000 miles from home, on the quietest of nights,
he said that's one small step for man,
and the world looked up as one.
one giant leap for mankind, and the moon race was finally won. One giant leap, one small step, every dream we ever kept. From the home fire to the open sky, we were born to wonder why. One giant leap, we joined our hands, we reached beyond this earthly land.
Yes, we reached
Beyond this earthly land.
Sputnik started the race, and Apollo brought us home. America looked to the stars and proved we'd never stop reaching for the unknown.
In 1969, Americans looked down on Earth from another world. Back on Earth, another struggle had divided nations, cities, even families. No army faced each other across Berlin. They didn't have to. A wall stood between them.
Neighbors torn from neighbors, the wall becomes a borderline. West woke up in freedom's light, and East in shadows left behind. Berlin stood split in two, a city cut down to its bone. Half of her people living free, and half of her living alone. The Iron Curtain closed its fist on nations near and far, and a quiet war of nerve and will replace the roar of war. Tear down that wall, tear down that fear. Let every voice that's silenced be heard here. From Berlin to the whole wide world, let the flag of freedom be unfurled. Tear down that wall, let it fall. Let liberty reign for one and all. After the guns of World War II fell silent across the land, a different kind of battle line was drawn by human hands. Barbed wire cut through families and streets where children played. A father on the wrong side watched his family fade away. One side had open roads and church bells, freedom steady hum. The other, silence and secret police, afraid of what would come. Tear down that wall, tear down that fear. Let every voice that's silenced now be heard here. From Berlin to the whole wide world, let the flag of freedom be unfurled. Tear down that wall, let it fall. Let liberty ring for one and all. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. The words rang loud and clear. 2 years later, hammers rose and the people had no fear. They climbed atop that concrete skull with their bare hands held high, and a wall that stood for 28 years came down beneath the sky. Tear down that wall, tear down that fear. Let every voice that's silenced now be heard here. From Berlin to the whole wide world, let the flag of freedom be unfurled. Tear down that wall, let it fall. Let liberty ring for one and all. Yes, it fell. Let liberty ring for one and all. 1989. The wall came down stone by stone, hand by hand. Freedom rang across the world. One more promise kept by this land.
The wall was gone. The Cold War had ended. America entered a new century looking toward the future. Then came a Tuesday morning in September, and for one terrible day, the world stopped.
September morning, clear blue sky, a Tuesday like the rest, till the morning turned to chaos and grief filled the city's chest. Firefighters ran up the stairwells when everyone ran down. Strangers pulled each other close on the ashen broken ground. A field in Pennsylvania, a strike no map could ever mend. We bowed our heads and counted breaths and prayed for every friend. We remember, we carry every name. We remember, and nothing feels the same. We remember the morning and the pain. We remember, we'll sing it like a flame. Coffee cups still on the counters, shoes left in hurried halls, voices on the radios that try to answer every call. Mothers tracing headlines, fathers folding trembling flags. Kids who saw the tower fall now learn to ask the past. Candlelight and windows flickered on faces worn and drawn, 1,000 quiet reckonings that filled the long roll on. We leaned into each other, we learned how to forgive in the rubble of our questions, we found the will to live. We remember, we carry every name. We remember, and nothing feels the same. We remember the morning and the pain. We remember, we'll sing it like a flame. Names carved out on marble, a wind that knows them still. Boots left by the ladder on every quiet hill. Time can dull the edges, but it never takes the sound of courage in the chaos, and hands that pulled us round. Soft as whispered oaths beneath the flag's slow sway, years fold into memory, but the promise stays. September mornings come and go, the sky still lights the day. We keep a little silence, and we never walk away.
We began with a question. What did it actually cost to make us free? Now you know some of their names. Some stood on battlefields, some flew through hostile skies, some built the weapons, healed the wounded, reached for the moon, broke down walls, or ran upstairs when everyone else was running down. Most never believed they were making history. They were simply doing what their moment asked of them. 10 songs, 250 years, millions of lives, one unfinished story. Because freedom is never simply inherited, every generation is asked to carry it forward. The next chapter belongs to you.